Hello everyone and welcome to the remote Icelandic Highlands. I've driven about 40 kilometres from the ring road out towards a place called Ófaerufoss, probably not pronouncing that right, which is a remote waterfall way out in the middle of nowhere here. I've actually parked at this sort of information booth here where there is a sign. That's how you spell it anyway. Now you can keep driving, but even though I'm in a four-wheel drive, driving through rivers isn't really in my MO, and I'm pretty happy to walk, to be honest, because it's beautiful out here, beautiful day. It's only 4.3 k's to the falls, so I'm happy to do a nice little stroll through the countryside, up along this river, and see what we find. Straight away hit a little fork in the road, but it's all very well signed here. Across this cute little footbridge. Really just absolutely gorgeous walking along the Ofaerufoss River, past these little waterfalls and stuff. The trail here goes off in a different direction from the road. We kind of forked away from it a second ago, where the road sort of goes around this gully, I suppose, where the river is flowing through, so you don't see this if you drive. Another nice little waterfall along the river. Still heading up this very colourful valley. Just gets better and better, really. Gotta love that sort of blue tint in the water from the glaciers where it's sourced from upstream. Iceland is recognised as having some of the best drinking water in the world, so all the rivers you hike along, I mean, you can just look at it as I film and really tell, but the water is completely pure and safe to drink. And apparently, from the source that I was reading, it's full of all these minerals, so it's really good for you, because it's all just volcanic through all these mineral laden rocks. It's almost like being on the surface of another planet, with the exception of the river, obviously. Those purpley kind of flowers just add so much, it's so beautiful. And also the first time since I've been in Iceland, just feel completely isolated. Well, barely a minute later, hit the road again. It's a little bit of a shame. I was enjoying the trail, but it looks like the last part of this hike is going to be along the road. Still, it's relatively early, so it's quiet. I've only seen one other car on the drive up. Well, only a minute or two later, I've actually arrived at the car park proper, which is sooner than I expected. From here, the sign says 3.8 k's return to the falls, just along through this big old valley I was showing before. Now, reading the interpretive board behind, it was talking about how this valley is called Eldgjá, something like that, I'm not sure you pronounce it, and it's a volcanic fissure that was formed in 939 AD by a huge eruption, which is kind of interesting. So it means that on geological timescales, this waterfall is actually really young, only about 1,000 years old, because I can only assume it wouldn't have been there before this valley got carved out. Heading along across a couple of concrete bridges, it looks like, as we enter the valley. And so far, we're the only ones here. As you walk along, you see all these big old rocks, and you wonder, how long has it been since these rocks ended up on the valley floor here? Well, this one has an answer. 2011. Would not like to have been there when that came rolling down. It is a long way up for a large boulder to come crashing down. Feels like we sort of exited the first stage of this valley. We're in this kind of narrow bit here of and then about to enter into the second iteration where it's going to widen out again. This is a vast, vast, desolate landscape here. And it looks like some fresh rockfall. Well, come to the first sighting of Ófaerufoss. Absolutely spectacular. The way it's juxtaposed in this enormously vast valley. And perfect time of day to see it as well. It's sort of late morning in mid-September and it's right in the sunshine. Just beautiful. If you look closely, you can kind of see a lookout platform there. That's where we're headed to get a closer view. But I think the money shot of the photos is going to be from in this valley, taking the whole scene in. Kind of weird now you're past the waterfall where the valley just becomes completely desolate. You can kind of see like riverbeds in there, so obviously when there's snow melt or lots of rain there would be some water flowing through here, but at the moment it's completely barren and dry and quite weird. You can kind of picture a big open valley like it was when the river's going through it, but not when there's nothing there, and obviously the valley wasn't carved out by the river and that's why. Still quite cool to see. Anyway, heading up the stairs here to the lookout. After a decent little climb, coming into the lookout, where, as you can see, brilliant rainbow in the midst of the falls. Absolutely stunning. You can also see right there, there used to be a natural bridge that went across the falls, but that collapsed a few decades ago. Nonetheless, absolutely gorgeous, this view. On the hike back now, it is an absolutely spectacular hike, to be honest. Just to experience the Highlands of Iceland and a really, really interesting and unusual waterfall in that huge sort of vast gorge environment. Now, this spot is on the way up to a very famous geothermal location whose name I can't remember, but I'll flash on the screen. And a lot of people do tours which go up there and stop here on the way in. I won't head up there, but from what I've seen, it's really, really impressive. So a good day should be go to here and then up to there, then back down. But I'm pretty happy with my shorter trip just to the falls and back. Anyways, another successful day out touring Iceland. I'll see you with the next one.